Yes, video games. Oh, Spongebob. Well, how's it going, everybody? It is your boy Ringo Flats, and after watching the Daytona 500, great finish, one of the better ones I've seen in a while, especially compared to 2021 was all right, but better than 2022, definitely. I decided that I really don't want to play Pokemon Violet. I'll probably maybe play it on my own, but like bring in my own Pokemon. Maybe I'll do that on the channel. I don't know. I really was not enjoying that playthrough. I liked doing it the first episode, but after revisiting it, I thought it would be fixed. It's just not. It's just not fun. It doesn't feel good to play. But it's not an issue because we've got Spongebob. And Spongebob is our child. I love this game. I've beat this game twice. I think we can actually see it. Yes, 88 spatulas on that one. I don't remember what I went back to. I've already beat this version a while ago, but it was way before December 2nd, 2022. I think it was actually my senior year. I probably just would. I think I was going to just get more spatulas, just because I wanted to see how many I can get, and I caught quite a bit. I think there's 100 something spatulas. I think maybe just 100. So I got a nice amount. But and I've beat this game on this version. I don't think I've ever beat the original, but I got very close. I at least got to the Dutchman's Graveyard. But we'll start a new game. Love this game. Like as I said, one of the great things about this game is it has voice acting, so I don't have to talk over. And I did see, it made me so happy because I remember a lot of people were talking about, because this game did quite well, the re-release. I think it did. I don't think it was a commercial failure. But people were talking about the possibilities of what they could do now that they've remastered this engine. Because, I mean, this game handles just like the original. The originals are awesome games. I mean, just truly well-built and fun games. Where's my remote? There it is. I'm glad they're considered cult classics. But, you know, stupid microphone. My microphone keeps switching. Every time I turn off my computer and turn it back on, it switches to circle mode on the back, where like all of the microphone reads sound, but I like it just directional because it doesn't pick up the TV as easy. But yeah, they announced a new game using this engine, and I'm so happy. I do really hope that they remaster the movie game too, because the movie game uses the same engine as Battle for Bikini Bottom, and it's also very fun, even though like a lot of the enemies are reskinned from this game. Which, I mean, that's not really an issue.
Hey, hello? What do you think you're doing? No, wait.
Mr. Lawrence. I do love that they couldn't get, for whatever reason, they couldn't get, what's in it, the dude that plays Mr. Krabs, something Clancy Brown. I love that they couldn't get him to voice himself in this game. I do believe he voices himself in, he voices Mr. Krabs in, the movie game. Or at least in the credits, or in the menu, because you hear Mr. Krabs go, "Save the money first," and it's clearly Clancy. I can't remember. I can't even remember if he's in Curse of the Flying Dutchman, which that's a game I did not know. A lot of people hate that game. I liked that game. I think it's very fun. I don't know. I guess I'm one of the few that like that game, but I love the music. I think it's a really fun platformer. But that's not the point. And then they made another game using this engine right here, but the old one that I want to play on this channel at some point too. They made what is it? The Truth or Square. I think it's Truth or Square video game. And I've heard it's good, but it's just a little short. But it uses the same video game engine too, which is awesome. I gotta see if I can turn on subtitles. I like subtitles.
Aren't we going to say the magic wishing words?
Although they do talk very coherently in SpongeBob. You usually don't have to worry about missing what they say.
Are you sure this'll work?
Sure. Last week I only had one big cookie.
No, I'm looking over at the the
the
video stream. It actually looks quite good on there, so that's good. Yeah, I was having some issues before I started filming more of the Pokemon last week. OBS updated and my footage was terrible, so I had to delete the capture card settings and then re-download it and set everything back. But it started working again, so everything's all right. But yeah, I do like this game looks. I don't know how well it runs on Switch compared to like the Xbox. Like when it loads into different scenes, like it has a few visual things, but it's not terrible. It's definitely not Pokemon bad. But I do remember when I was playing this version of the game earlier. It ran fine. I think I beat it on my little small. I used to have a yellow Switch Lite, which I gave to my brother when I got my newer Switch.
I think I'm gonna have to learn a lot in order to fix this mess.
But I remember it running really good, except for there's one part in the kelp forest, or maybe but all the times that I think all the two big surf games you have to do, like the one that's on Mount Snow or whatever it's called, and the other that's in the kelp forest. It lags a little bit in those parts, but we'll get there. We get there.
How do I read the signs? Oh, okay. Press this button to read the signs. So if I want to come back and talk to you again,
it's like
just
Rick and
walk
Morty,
up to you
except
and
for
press this button. I better get started now,
you know
Gary.
how
I think that this is going to be a
what's his
very
face wife
long
beater
day.
plays both Rick and Morty. It's kind of like that because Tom Kenny plays both Spongebob and Gary. Man, that did upset me a little bit. I'm not a huge Rick and Morty fan. I loved the first two seasons. I really like season 3, but the fan base got a little too. I kind of stopped watching it. I prefer. There's other animated shows I prefer. I love Futurama. That's my favorite. I love South Park. I went to the South Park 25th anniversary concert up in Red Rocks the first night. I didn't get to see Rush come out on stage. That would have been cool because I love Rush. But
I make myself a snack, but there's no time.
Yeah, I love South Park. Family Guy is one of my guilty pleasures. I love The Simpsons too. I don't watch newer. I think The Simpsons fell off after the movie, but if it's on, sometimes I'll watch it on cable. But I do go back and watch old Simpsons quite often on Disney Plus. But make sure I get all these shiny bits. I love the pictures on the wall. It's a great picture right there. Just random parts of episodes. Because that's like a clip from like 1 second of the episode with Mystery, right? When he like daydreams about writing her.
I make myself a snack, but there's no time.
There's one that's just an old picture of Gary. That's a great picture right there. Actually, SpongeBob kind of looks weird in that. I mean, so does Patrick. Oh no, he doesn't. Okay, that's actually isn't that like a classic picture of SpongeBob they use? But that's like season 1 Patrick, where he's got really purple eyelids and really pastel skin. I guess it's not really pastel right there, but that's besides the point. But yeah, there's Truth or Score Game, but I really hope they. I like I said, I don't even think I have it on Xbox. I don't think I've played a whole lot of it. But I think I didn't even get out of the tutorial area, but the Truth or Square game. But I really hope. I don't know. I don't know much about that game, but I assume it's good if it's using this engine. Thanks, SpongeBob. You got her on the wall, too. But, what we were talking about before my ADD kicked in. Oh, yeah, animated shows I like. But yeah, Rick and Morty, there's like this big trend of TV shows, animated shows getting real serious, you know what I'm saying? Like, they focus less on comedy and more on like serious issues. Like, man, I don't want to watch that when I'm watching a show that was originally supposed to be funny. Like BoJack Horseman. Well, I know like that's a critically acclaimed show and I don't hate it, but it got to a point where it's like, man, this is just making me sad. I'm here to see funny horseman. And maybe that's just me, but one of my favorite shows to come out. One, because I'm just a huge Oni Place fan. I've always followed Zach Hadel, or Psychic Pebbles as he's called. But Smiling Friends, and I love that they're watching him and Michael Cusack's stream, and they're talking about they wanted to make a show that was just funny for funny's sake. It didn't try to have any big hidden meaning or message like that. There's another thing I like that's similar to that. Is when I'm reading Lord of the Rings right now at work. When I have downtime, I like to read books, and because phones aren't allowed at my work. I would explain why, but that's a little bit not the point. Anyway, they I was reading the prologue to Lord of the Rings, and one of my favorite parts is J.R.R. Tolkien talks about how he doesn't like have anything against authors that like write like a fantasy novel or something like that, but it has like a big hidden message. Like it's not really about that. It's more about whatever he talked about. But mine's just about good adventure, and I love it. I think more people should just focus on the story and less on a big hidden message underneath. And some things it's good to have that, like if you've ever read the book Heart of Darkness, really good book, really sad book, or you've read or seen Apocalypse Now, which is a retelling of that story, it's got a big hidden message behind it. And like I said, that's not like a bad thing to do, but there's so many things that do that now. I think it's a little bit overused. Not everyone agrees with me on that, but I stand by what I say. I think I cleared everything with that one green shiny out of this room. Can I get it? I think I can. But yeah, not everything needs to have a big... Sometimes, it's like, what do you learn in school? You learn in school about writing or something, like the sentence, like the coat was gray or something like that. And it's like, it could just mean the coat is gray, or it could mean the coat showed emotion, or it conveyed an emotion of the character. It's like, is that what that means? I don't... Oh god, keep whacking my mic stand. I did get a new pop filter though. I don't know if it ever happened on stream. I think a few times it did happen while it was recording videos where my mic stand would freaking flip and flop over. But I went out and bought kind of an expensive one. I was surprised how much it cost, but it's so much better. I can wave it all around. So now when I sit down to play games up on the TV, I can move the mic in front of my face and twist it around on the stand, so I'm not sitting crooked in my chair. I used to sit on my bed, but my back started hurting because I don't have any back support, just sitting on my bed trying to play up on my TV. But issue solved.
There was nothing like the sounds of your own neighborhood.
Go away, Spongebob. You're polluting my thinking space.
Trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula again, eh, Plankton? Well, you won't get away with it.
I've got bigger fish to fry. I've got to figure out how to regain control of the chum bucket from those robots.
I think I need to buy a new copy because I've never actually beat the movie game, I don't think.
Where?
I remember my grandma did. My grandma, who I've talked about, who beat Wind Waker, 100%ed Wind Waker.
They just showed up
She beat... I don't remember. I remember her playing Battle for Bikini Bottom, but I don't remember her beating Battle for Bikini Bottom. I do remember her beating the movie game, though. And I've gotten to the last level, but last time I tried to beat it when I lived in Carolina, I got to the last level and I was doing good against King Neptune. But
that's terrible.
My disc started glitching out and I had to keep resetting it. I mean, it didn't like make me lose my save spot, so I just have to redo that level. But I know that disc is scratched. I remember sometimes it fails to load, so I need to buy a good copy of the movie game.
Of course I'll help. But wait, I'm supposed to collect a whole lot of golden spatulas.
I would have to get my GameCube out of storage, but I love playing GameCube games. Like I have so many GameCube games I can play on this channel. Especially now, I bought one of the the NA001 GameCubes that has the composite port on the back. I think it was when I was playing Ocarina of Time. I switched over to that after the first few episodes and it made it look a lot better.
You've got a deal.
But now that I have that, it's so easy to record through that. It looks so much better than what I was using, like when I played my first two things on the channel. When I played
Hey, SpongeBob!
Harry Potter, the first two Harry Potters, I just bought one of those real cheap ones from...
you're going to need to learn some new bubble-blowing moves.
But,
I know all the...
Right!
I'm not going to skip all the dialogue in this game because I think it's funny, and since they talk and I don't have to talk, it goes by at a good pace.
It shines.
when it comes to tutorial stuff like that, I know how to play this game. I do forget some of the buttons sometimes, but I figure them out quick enough. But yeah, at least when I go back sometimes and I review some of my old episodes, I know a quality change in Ocarina of Time. I think I said on when I was playing Ocarina of Time, like, oh, I got a new GameCube and a new thing in the back. Or yeah, I bought one of those. They're real expensive. But I saw him on, I want to say Re-Res, him review it, the thing that you plug into the back of your GameCube if you have the composite jack, because only certain ones have the or is it component cables, component jack, whatever it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Back before there was HDMI, when they had the red, blue, and green jacks on the back. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's old GameCubes, and the component cables are stupid expensive for the GameCube. But the I think I might have activated this in the wrong order. Nope. See, I am forgetting.
Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
Please don't let that be my time going down. Oh, my God. I think we're going to have to redo it over here. But yeah, I bought one of those. Like I said, it was real expensive. It was I think it was over $100. But I remember just seeing the video on reason. Not all games support like the screen scanner, whatever it's called, that they can do. But the games that can, I mean, it makes it look gorgeous. Of course, I missed it. I have it. I just have it at my grandparents' house. I didn't play it when I was out in Carolina because even though my grandparents came out to visit me, the one that beat Wind Waker. But I do have a, what's it called? But she would bring me out GameCube games because that's where I used to play GameCube all the time, was out at her house. And she has quite a nice collection of GameCube games. But
4 pairs of underwear. This is great. Fresh like a spring breeze.
What's the game? Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I don't know about 1 because I don't. 1's on N64, but 2 and 3 I haven't seen. But 2, he shows it off in a Re-Res video. But when you have that component thing on the back and you have that real nice HDMI to component thing that I have, so I can just plug it in straight to my HD TV, it looks wonderful when it does that screen scan, and the controls are very intuitive. It's cool. But like I said, not all games support it, but it still makes, just if you're playing through HDMI TV, it still just makes it run better. What's the first place we should go to? We should talk to Patrick first, actually.
Hey, Patrick. Nice sock.
What song?
I love the edit where I don't want to say it because I like to keep this channel more friendly. But the one where it's nice.
Well, if that one's lost, where are your other
You can
socks?
just
Well, they're more lost.
you can figure it out in your
A
own head.
bunch of robots came through here and stole my whole sock collection. I could use some help getting them back.
Sure thing, Patrick. What are best friends for?
What the hell is that in my hand?
Okay then.
Oh, it's a
For
bubble
everything-
thing.
You mean spatula?
Oops, I didn't mean to skip that.
Boy, Patrick will be glad to have this back.
Enter Patrick's home.
Living under a rock. Now that's the life.
Yep, that's living the dream. I thought he just had a single light bulb hanging in here, and it was really funny looking.
Hey, you! Patrick needs to do laundry.
Oh man, used. I don't want to say used sock because that sounds even grosser than it actually is. But old socks, you know what I'm saying? Socks that you haven't washed in a while do smell terrible. I always try to wash my socks as soon as I can. Loading. You see, it took a little while to load there, but it's okay. I'll talk to Mr. Krabs after I do Squidward's little quest here. But yeah, that new game in this, I'm so excited for in this engine.
Perfectly relaxing mud bath this morning.
And there's Balloon Patrick in it.
Can my day get any more dreary?
I am so sorry, Squidward. Patrick and I were just playing a game.
Oh, I correct myself. I should have known that whole robot problem involved both.
Why
of
does he
you.
have that picture on his wall behind him? And what's that other picture? Just two random dudes on his
Squidward, I don't know
wall.
what to do. How can I fix everything?
I love his little shelves, just a little clear.
Why don't you
I think
move
that's
to
a fun
another
way
town?
to
That should help
put
out
things
more
on a
than
shelf.
enough.
You know what's a game I want to play? Since I'm kind of getting into, well, I've always loved Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, but since I watched 1 and 2 recently, extended edition, because that's the only way you can watch Lord of the Rings. But
I didn't know Squidward
I've
had a
never
lamp.
played. I've played my brother because he loves Lord of the Rings way more than I do. He has he has a lot of the video games on like 360 and GameCube and stuff like that. But I've never played the first Lord of the Rings game that came out right after the movie came out, but it's not related to the movie.
Don't touch me.
And I've never played the Hobbit game that came out. I've heard they're not great. I've heard they're a little bit repetitive, but they still look fun. So I'd love to play them on the channel.
I love opening presents.
But yeah, the first Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings game is the Two Towers game, but it has some of the parts from, because they never made a Peter Jackson Lord of the Fellowship of the Ring game, sadly, but they
Boy, Happy will be glad to have this back.
I love this painting over here, that one right there. But to compensate for it, they added parts of Fellowship of the Ring into the Twin Towers game. Sorry, not Twin Towers, Jesus. The Two Towers game. So that's pretty neato. But a lot of Lord of the Rings games are quite fun, and they made them way after the movies. Because what, they released them 3 years in a row, 2001, 2002, 2003. But they did what was the one that me and my brother used to play all the time? It's like Quest for the Ring or something like that. You can play like a certain class of character. It's kind of like Battlefront. Actually, it's made by EA, so it's Lord of the Rings Battlefront. It's like a Sauron It's kind of alternate universe, I'm pretty sure.
Spongebob, this flapping robot crisis is making the Krusty Krab.
I know
lose
he's
money
trying.
like a
Apparently,
single
I
ship.
remember I watched a
No
video.
money means
The
no
dude who
more
voices him,
Krusty
I can't
Krab.
remember his name, but he's like a
No
good
more
voice
Krusty
actor.
Krab
But
means
man,
no more fry
this
cooking
is not
for
his
you.
brightest role. He's trying. It's not terrible, but it's not great either.
No more fry cooking?
I can do it better. No, that's not true.
But because you're gullible, I'm going to help you out, and of course make a small profit in return.
Yes.
I've got
Why
a few
wouldn't you?
golden spatulas that I'll be willing to trade to you for some of those shiny objects.
Those are the spatulas I never, I like, in that other playthrough that I came back to, I guess, on December and I was playing. Those are the spatulas I haven't got yet. I've gotten all of the ones you can get inside the levels, but I've never gotten all the shiny object spatulas, and I've never gotten all the sock spatulas. But, with that being said, I think it's a good place to stop. We'll go on to Goo Lagoon next episode. Or, yeah, Goo Lagoon. No, not Goo Lagoon. Over there, Jellyfish Fields. Thank you all for watching. If you like this episode, be sure and hit that like button. And if you really liked it, be sure and hit that subscribe button. You can find my Instagram down in the description below. And with that, have a good day.